Today is the 3rd of October. It is currently exactly 10:03 on the clock, and today I'm going to attempt to do all 31 Inktober prompts in one day, but with an extra special twist, so stick around to find out what that is. Hey, what's up people, this is Procreate. My name is Josh and I'm an artist, and who am I kidding, because of course you've already seen that extra special twist in my thumbnail and title for this video. So yeah, I'm going to do all the 31 Inktober prompts in one day as a comic, but there's another twist to it, because I'm not only going to do that, I'm also going to approach it like this. I'm going to look at the first prompt, make the drawing, and then only look at the second prompt, which means that I did not work that prompt into the story of the first drawing at all. So it's kind of something coming to it in every single prompt, if you know what I mean. And I'm actually really excited for this. I think it's a great idea. And let's just get into it now, because there's a lot of drawing to do today. So here's our first prompt. Poisonous? Wait, something's not right. Yeah, those of you who know the Inktober prompts 2020 or maybe the Inktober prompts 2018 will see that I made a mistake, and I'm actually doing the 2018 Inktober prompts. I was just so focused on not looking at the other prompts, because looking at the first one and not looking at the others that will come after that I just tried not to look at anything else except for the prompt that I was looking at, and that made me also not look at the year that this Inktober was from. So yeah, I'm doing 2018 Inktober instead of 2020 Inktober, because I'm a little confused, but I've got the spirit. Anyway, I hope you will still enjoy this video. The art is still unique, and the idea is still something I think not so many people have done before, so I hope you'll be fine with it. So with this very first point, poisonous, I started out with this guy offering this boy a poisonous apple, and I think it's really funny because I mean, now it makes sense that of course the very first prompt that you do will determine the entire story, but at that point I wasn't really thinking about that. I was just thinking, okay, what could I do for poisonous? So I just came up with something, and then of course the entire story was built on top of that image. So maybe I could have thought about it a little bit more and tried to make a more conscious decision of what I wanted the story to be. But since that would have been destroyed anyway by the prompts to follow, I guess if it's this story or another story, it doesn't really matter. And some of these prompts fitted really well, some didn't. Yeah. So the first page that's done, these are the first 5 prompts, and out of 31, so that's roughly a 1/6 of what I have to do done. Could be doing better time-wise. I think it's 1:45, so I've definitely gotten quicker with my drawings, given that the first one took 1.5 hours. Well, I think the last one only took 1/4 of an hour, which is good. If I started at 10 and now it's been almost 4 hours, 3 hours and 3/4 of an hour. So technically, I think mathematically, if I continue like this, we should make it in 24 hours, but preferably I even get quicker, so I don't have to stay up actual 24 hours and sit there until 10 in the morning tomorrow. So I'll keep working, keep getting quicker. I mean, you can definitely see the quality difference between the very first one, which took the longest, and the most recent one, which took the least time. But what can you do? I think I'm also getting into the flow now, so I'm gonna continue. Lunch break. Alright, and with that, the first 10 of the Inktober prompts 2020 are done. Whew, I don't know how this is gonna go. I've been at it since 10, now it's 4 o'clock, meaning 6 hours in. yeah, if it takes me as long again, then it would be another 12 hours, which would mean that I did it in 18 hours if I hold up this speed. But anyway, yeah, I'm kind of beginning to feel that it's getting harder now. At that point where you kind of get annoyed at everything and like just listening to my music, but it doesn't have to do anything with my music, but I'm getting annoyed at my music and I'm getting annoyed at everything, and like overall I think I still think it's pretty fun. I think the story isn't going quite as well as I was hoping to, because I mean the whole challenge of this is that you throw in something after you draw something, and then it changes the whole story and you have to put it into that story. So yeah, the story is kind of going back and forth in a very weird way, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. Nobody knows. It's hard because you can't really plan ahead, obviously. Like, there's multiple ways I could go with the story once I get the next prompt, but I don't know which one's best, because obviously I won't know what comes after, and then I've already been at the point where I wish I'd chosen a different one after getting the next prompt, because that would have made more sense in the story. But anyway, let's just continue now. We don't have any time to waste. Alright, here to our favorite boy peeking around the corner. Actually, one thing that I really learned from this is because I mean, in comics in general, I think one thing that is very important is to simplify things when you can, like not put every effort into every single panel, because obviously you're going to draw a lot of them, so you can't like make everyone like its own illustration. So that's something that I really got better through this. Alright, we made it to number 15, which is half. I mean, not quite half, because it's 31 days and not just 30, but as half as it's gonna get. So yeah, and that's been almost 9 hours, so another 9 hours to go, which is great. But anyway, I'm really, what I'm thinking right now is, because every single prompt that I'm getting, it's kind of pushing the story into a direction that is sort of a new direction. So what I'm thinking is, in the end, the last prompt, it has to be something that kind of like rounds up everything, because if it doesn't, then either things will be kind of left without any sort of reason to be there, and yeah, not rounded and stuff like that. So I really hope the last prompt is going to be something, or that the next with the next prompt I'm able to work in some kind of story and roundness to the whole thing, and especially the last prompt, that will be something I can work with. I am eating these ready meals, like instant noodles and stuff like that, which I usually would never eat, but I got them in like a goodie bag when I moved to this student accommodation, and I thought I was never going to eat it, but now it actually comes in quite handy, because I wouldn't have time to cook anyway. So yeah, that's why I'm doing things that I wouldn't usually do, like drinking coffee at 7 in the evening and eating instant noodles. Alright, but let's continue now. Another thing that I really enjoyed doing, or that I really felt happier than I expected with this challenge, was backgrounds, because usually I'm not good at backgrounds at all, and I was thinking that, especially in a challenge like this, where everything is like, you have to do it quickly and stuff like that, and draw a lot of it and have it simplified, that I was going to like abandon backgrounds at all, that the backgrounds weren't going to look good at all. And I'm not saying I have the most like fleshed out backgrounds, the best masterpieces out there, but I did handle it better than I was expecting myself to. I think mostly because it all is kind of in a castle or in an old city, so that's why I only had to draw mostly like old stone walls. But I think that old stone walls is one thing that I kind of mastered. No, didn't master, but that I got like the grip off in this challenge, because I had to draw them a couple of times, and I think the way I draw them is easy enough, simple enough, that you don't have to like waste a lot of time on it, but it brings the message across. It looks like a stone castle, stone wall, and it's not something that like pulls down the image, the illustration, because usually when I draw backgrounds, I feel like they take away from the actual illustration, from the scene or characters that is happening, that are in there. And I feel like in this case, I actually handled that quite well, which I like. It's 12:15 at night, and I just realized that I skipped 2 prompts. I think prompts 19 and 20, so days 19 and 20, and now I'm at 27, so yeah, I don't really know. I'm just gonna put them in now, which is kind of against the nature of this video, because I was supposed to do it and only find out the next one after drawing the next one, and I already know the 2 that I skipped, but what can you do? I'm just going to do that, and it's not in the right order, and I hate when you skip something, because then it's not just like one thing that's wrong, but everything from after whatever you skipped is in the wrong place. Again, what can you do? I'm getting pretty tired, but I only have 4 more drawings to do, so I think I did a lot better than I expected in the beginning, like a lot quicker, and the story is not the best ever, but not the worst ever, I think, and I think it's getting worse. So the more tired I'm getting of drawing, the less good ideas I have that fit into the story, so, and also the quicker I want this to be done. Anyway, let's continue. Yeah, poor old innocent me, thinking that skipping 2 prompts was the biggest mistake I made that evening, not knowing yet that I drew the entire 31 prompts from the wrong year. It's 1:59, almost exactly 2 o'clock in the morning, and I am finally done. I'm not gonna pretend like my last drawing, I think especially the last drawing, was any good, but I'm getting really tired. So it's 2 a.m. I started at 10 o'clock, so that's 14 hours, exactly 14 hours, completing the 31 Inktober prompts, and with that I'm done and ready to go to bed. My fingers hurt and my back hurts, and I'm really tired. I don't know if you can tell. Good night. Hey there, it's now the next evening. I'm feeling a lot better than I did last time I recorded myself. And yeah, let's take a look at the final result, because I skipped over some of the things in the time-lapse because I didn't want this video to be too long. So here we go with my narrated version of the final Inktober comic of 2018, but made in 2020, because I'm stupid and don't look at things and work 14 hours straight on a project without even looking at what I'm doing. Anyway, let's get into it. Alright, what did you think of that? I think it was pretty cool working on this project, even though I kind of messed it up by messing up the years. But I guess in the future nobody's gonna care if it was 2018 or 2020. So yeah, if you liked this video, make sure to leave a like and a comment as well. And yeah, let me know if you want me to do this again with the 2020 prompts, which I'm probably not going to do. But maybe next year, 2021, and maybe I'll actually use the right prompts. But anyway, you can find my channel to subscribe to it right here, and a video you might like right here, and a playlist with all my crazy art challenges right here. Alright, I'm going to hang here in the frame until you click on something. You better click on something. And bye. See you next video, I guess.